What would Haile Selassie I, the conquering lion of Judah, say about Vladimir Putin? Would he see strength, or would he see something far more dangerous? Power without mercy? Selassie once stood before the world and warned, "It is us today. It will be you tomorrow." He spoke these words after fascists invaded his land. He knew the sting of empire. He knew the silence of nations who watched wrong and said nothing. When he looked at Putin, a man who has held power for over 2 decades, a man who wages war, silences dissent, and rules with fear, Haile Selassie would not be impressed. He would ask, "Do you serve the people or do the people serve you?" Selassie believed that true leadership is spiritual, that might without righteousness is vanity. He would see the invasion of Ukraine, the suppression of speech, the manipulation of power, and call it a violation of divine order. He would not speak with hate. He would not answer bullets with bullets. But he would say, "A ruler who governs by the sword will fall by the judgment of time. The strength of a nation is not in its armies, but in the justice of its laws and the freedom of its people." Selassie stood for peace, not peace through fear, but peace through principle. He would remind us that the oppressor is not always foreign. Sometimes the empire comes from within, and while many look to strong men for answers, Haile Selassie would lift our eyes higher to truth, conscience, and responsibility. So what would he say about Putin? He would say, "Judge not a leader by his strength, but by how he uses that strength to lift the weak, defend the innocent, and walk humbly with his people." And then he would turn to the rest of us and say, "Do not fear empires. Fear silence. Fear inaction. The people have the final word, if they choose to speak it."